John chapter 19 verse 1. Then Pilate took Jesus and flogged him. Okay, so that is after Pilate said, I find no guilt in this man. That is after he, in the end of the previous chapter, said, who you want to let go, Barabbas or Jesus, the king of the Jews. And they shouted for Barabbas. He spoke about that in detail. So in reaction to this, now he's going to flog him. If you put all of this together, then we know that he was actually being beaten up by Pilate in two different ways. First time not that bad, and the second time really bad. Okay, this is now the first time when he so as to try to maybe in a certain sense get some that they will most likely feel a little bit of compassion and maybe change their mind about it. But then if you put from the other gospels, and you see that then there was a second time when it's really beaten up. Okay. Yeah, the interesting thing, these bikes here, I don't know if you can see them on the video, but these bicycles with, especially at night, very beautiful, all lit up, but a very Meleka thing. Okay, verse 2. And the soldiers twisted together a crown of thorns and put it on his head and arrayed him in a purple robe. Okay, so what did the soldiers do? They put on this crown of thorns and put it in his head. Now there's a lot said about this as you go through all the stress and later on, and this crown starts biting because your head starts extending, like growing kind of, because of the pressure you're under, and then it presses, the thorns press more into your, it's gory, right? The point of this is, all of this is very bad. This is all really gory. It's really evil what they did to them, but they were trying to make fun. I mean, what is worse? The pain would have been bad, but as well the way how they were making fun of him by saying you claim to be the king of the Jews, right? So the purple robe. We know purple was the most expensive color that you could find. This was a real kingly color. Only they could afford it. And actually purple is that one color that doesn't exist, which is kind of weird. But anyhow. So it makes it so super expensive, especially those days, right? And so they were ultimately through this trying to as well make fun of Jesus. So you claim to be, here's all your kingly attributes, a crown of thorns and this purple robe. And in a certain sense, they were, saying what is true. And unbeknownst to them, through their evil deeds, they were actually saying something which is true, and that is that Jesus is the king, that he is the king. Okay, now they tried making fun of it, but it's like tongue in the cheek kind of in the sense for on God's side is like saying, but that's true. He is a king. Okay, you as a world trying to make fun of him, but he's actually who he is. He is actually the king. And it doesn't matter how you try to deny it by putting false attributes on him, but actually through those actions of yours, you're actually stressing the point and making the point that he is the king. Right? So when you try to deny something by denying something, you're actually stressing the point a lot more. It's like when people do something wrong, lie, they will always say, no, I didn't lie, kind of idea, right? It's just one of those things. We like to, no, I didn't do this or I didn't do that. And the more they push it, no, you did, but the further you push it, the more they will deny it, kind of a little bit like they did here. Verse 3, they came up to him saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" and struck him with their hands. Okay, so coming to him, another attribute of "Hail, King of the Jews!" Again, is from their side, evil, intense. They are mocking him, but Jesus standing there, he knows. Okay, so in a certain sense, it might have helped Jesus in a certain sense, right? Because these attributes shows that he is who he is. And the world can't take it. And after his death and his resurrection, the world will look back at it and they will understand that actually this is who he is. And then the thorns and everything will take on a different perspective, okay, than at that moment it had. And sure, it will take on a different perspective for the original readers, because they will then know, but actually we were mocking him in this way, but God was glorifying him in this way. So what came from us, like Joseph's brothers tried to get rid of Joseph, and that end up saving the people, the evil, and their evil as well, mocking Jesus for who he is, trying to get rid of Jesus. actually, in the end, cemented this whole thing further down and laid the strongest foundation possible for actually the truth that he is who he claims to be. That is a king, but not just the king of the Jews, the king ultimately of all. So they shout this out, struck him with their hands,